thumbs up. Ready, Coach, whenever you are.
All right, after evaluating the film, great job our team coming out with a victory in the game. Every time you play a rivalry game and an SEC game, those are big games and very important to come out on top of those things. As we look at all the different phases of the game, really challenge our team to start quickly with immediacy, and we did that. Got a great return, got a great 3 and out, scored on offense the first drive, got up, did a great job, have good intensity in the game. We did, and I think play with and then have great intelligence and consistency in the game. And that's where at times more on offense than defense that we didn't play with enough consistency at times, with a silly penalty here and there, a mistake with the ball, had some opportunities in all 3 phases that we could have done a little better. But we're still progressing. I still like the way we're progressing. Just hope we can try to keep going a little faster and learn when you get someone down not to give them hope again. Try to stay on top of them to where you can relentlessly stay on top, and we did that at times. But then it was very critical in the game. We lost momentum in the game a couple times, but our defense did a tremendous job, I thought, of coming in after turnovers, sudden change, immediately getting 3 and outs. And the defense had 7 3 and outs in the game. Did a great job. They gave up a couple drives when it was 17-0 and 24-10. But at the end of the game, they come back and did a tremendous job of getting a turnover in 2 minutes to be able to preserve the victory, and did a great job. Played the run very well, real big-time run efficiency on what we did. Got off the field on 3rd down really well. Did a great job in that area. Offensively, again, started well and had probably 8 or 10 runs that were 6, 8 yard runs that were just inches from coming to be big plays. I'm talking about when you look at the film, I mean really close in some areas. You just got to keep finding those inches. Like I said, we're always fighting for those inches. But proud of our offense, and that we continue to move the football. We did a great job in 2 minutes before the half, going down and getting a situation to where we could have a chance for a field goal. Unfortunately, we missed it. But then in the 3rd quarter, they did a great job in the 3rd quarter. Kept us bottled up. But then in the 4th quarter, we come back and had 2 really good drives. Come down, one missed a field goal, another one scored a touchdown. And hopefully we missed a block on one play. We could have got the ball. I wish we could have ran it out in the last 4 minutes and not give it back to them. We got 1 first down. We needed 2. And we got to do a better job in that. We'll keep growing in that area. Special teams, it was great to get started off a kickoff return. You say, Jay Sean, that was a huge return to start the game off 100 yards. You see his talent, what we've been talking about, and the blocks came together. Some really nice blocks in that play, and some guys that got tripped up and did some second efforts. I mean, Riley Garner got tripped on the play, and then 12 ended up taking both his guys out, and then that guy got up, and Riley jumped up, set a wall, got off the ground, and we shielded that guy. Larry Pryor on a double team, they banged it, and then it came off, and the guy was coming off, and he hustled back and got in between that guy, and that was the seam that Jay Sean hit. I mean, not only good blocks all the way around the board, but just extra, efforts that you love to see when you're watching the film. It's not extra efforts, it's just things that you need to do, and proud of how hard they played, the way they competed in the game, the things in that way. Now, we got to clean up the kicks. I mean, Seth hit 1, he missed 2, just fundamental. Got to get back to fundamentals. He's a really good kicker, and he hit the ball very well. It sounded well, he just pushed it just a hair. Hooked one on what he did, but he's going to be a really good player in that regard. I thought our punter, Braden, was outstanding again. The last punt, he tried to say he's trying not to kick it out. I said, that's all right, you can kick it on back there. He kicked it just a hair short. That was the one that was just a hair. But, I mean, he got unlucky on one. One of them balls he hit on the 9-yard line about that far in and happened to roll in. We could have had another one down inside the 1, and he's doing a really nice job in that regard. Punt returns, their punter hit, we would like to get some more punt returns, but he had a couple punts, 4.6, 4.7 hang, and got him up there, and it's just hard to return when a guy gets it like that. We got to do a better job of the line of scrimmage. We still turned a couple guys. We got to block better on the gunner, give him a little more room to catch the ball on a couple things there. But overall, and the special teams, I like our progress, our guys' attitude in that way, and our kickers and punters are doing a good job. And snappers, Fry, to you. You always say you don't ever mention the snapper till you have a bad one. And he just constantly just puts balls where they need to be. One of them was just a hair off, but that guy's money now. He does a great job. So we're continuing to grow in that. So overall, it was a good game, it was a win. We got to progress in some areas, like I say, learn to get ahead and play from ahead. Learn to play, when you're ahead and you have control of the game, learn to, as I say, take the hope of the other team away. Just keep that constant pressure and execution where you're pressuring them that they know if they don't execute, something can happen. That's how you make people make mistakes, and we got to get better at that and what we got to do. That's part of our growing and the things we are. But, overall, it was great to play in Dallas. That's a great venue to be able to go up there and have a rivalry game in that stadium. And what goes on is not a better place in the world to play. And it's great for our fans up there, the recruits up there, everything in that area. Dallas is such an important area to us. And, it's not too far away that everybody can go up there and see. And happy to go up there and hopefully we'll keep that thing going and where we're trying to go. So we got to get ready for a Kentucky team this week who is playing extremely well. I mean, they can run the football. So now the running back, I've never seen a guy that can take 1 yard run, look like a 1 yard run, and all of a sudden it's 8. Their offensive line does a great job inside blocking. He finds holes, wiggles, and all of a sudden, boom, he's out there for a big play. I mean, just constantly just competing and how he makes yards and what he does. The quarterback's very dynamic and explosive You have to keep leverage on him. He can run. You think you get caught up in that run game and they throw the deep ball over your head. In the passing game, they do what they have to. They understand what their team is and what they're doing defensively. Play outstanding defense. 41 is just one heck of a player. I mean, he's athletic. Allen he can run. He can play the pass, run, drop. There's nothing he can't do. 31 the other end does a great job. And they have a ton. When you research this team, there's a ton of 4th and 5th year players on this team. The guys have been in a lot of games, been in a lot of battles, know how to play, know their assignments, don't make mistakes, play to each other, the defense, the offense. The inside backer is 34, is athletic as heck, can run. 56 is physical, tackles downhill. 25 comes down in the box. The 2 corners can cover like crazy. 6 and 8. 7 is a great nickel and safety in that regard. So, I mean, they're sound all the way across. They don't beat themselves. They take care of the ball. They run it. They play to each other, the offense and defense. They kick the ball well. And Mark's doing a heck of a lesson. I know Mark was my defense coordinator at Florida State. He is one heck of a football coach. Comes from a great family of football coaches and knows how to win, knows how to play. And does a great job with that team. Has built a heck of a team. You got a very experienced team. When you're in 4th and 5th year, even like redshirt 5th year guys, those guys don't make many mistakes in what they do. So it's going to be a really challenge. And then on top of that, they're playing with a lot of confidence and playing very well. So we'll have our hands full. We need to get better, fix the issues in which we have, is continue to grow as a team, and hopefully play a great game this weekend.
Right.
Questions?
Gabe?
Hey, Jimbo, A&M lost a truly great player, Christian Kirk, off of last year's team. It's hard to replace that guy. You got to replace him by committee or village to replace him. And with Buckley in the slot, with Corbin at kick returner, and Paul at punt returner, how do you like the way those guys are doing?
Right now, I mean, I think Paul's catching the ball real. He made some tough catches the other day. Actually got bumped on one, in there, but he's doing a good job. And that's hard to fight. If you ain't done it, and the way those rules are now, you used to have a little halo rule. You don't have that no more. That's tough catching those punts. He does a good job. Corbin, you see his talent level. I mean, you see this guy's going to grow and he's just going to expand. And we got to get him more on offense too, because he can catch it, he can run it. I mean, he can do everything. This guy's a really good player. And you say, yeah, Buckley in the slot. Buckley made big plays. I mean, he made some really critical. Got a big catch in that second down in the 4th quarter. Made some nice plays. Buckley's really playing good football for us at critical times. But that shows you how great a player Christian Kirk was. I mean, it takes a lot of guys, but these guys in their role are definitely doing that, and they're playing good. They're getting better each week.
Go to the left, Cease, and then to the back, Jake.
Jimbo, you gave us a response afterwards about grabbing the face mask, and there was a lot of response. And some people now think that more of it maybe, or that they should have an apology. Just wondered, looking back, do you regret that, and what?
Listen, I was trying to get a young man's attention. Is all we were doing. I didn't grab it. I didn't jerk it. And to keep him from trying to make it was an emotional, football's an emotional game. He was caught up in the emotions of the game and trying to get him to shook up. Listen, he and I have a relationship that's second to none. He's my unity council guy. He's a guy that's in my office once or twice a week as I discuss problems with our team, where we're going to do things. And he understood exactly, because I told him, I said, I can't lose you. You're our team leader. You're our team captain. You're our leading tackler. You call the signals. You do everything. And I was just trying to get his attention. To get his attention, to keep him back in the game and not make a critical mistake and lose him in the game. In a second. I was not trying to berate him. And if you look at the film, when I did it, I pushed him, I tapped him right on the head, and I said, now, we can't have you out of here, buddy. We got to keep you in this game, and we go, and I turned and walked away. And he understood that, and that's exactly what it was and all it was.
To the right, Jake.
Coach, I know you have that history with Coach Stoops, but are you surprised at all, maybe, by how good Kentucky has become this year?
No. I know what kind of coach. I know Eddie Grand's on his staff. He's got named Dean Pease on his staff. The line coach has done an outstanding job. I mean, their whole staff, they've got great coaches. I know them very well. Listen, if you're around Mark, Mark's the winner. He coaches, he plays. That guy lives, eats, and breathes football. He does a great job, and it does not surprise me one bit.
Second row, Ben.
First off, any update on Javon and where if he'll be available this
No,
week?
Javon had surgery on his foot. He broke the little fifth of the outside bone. He'll be out for a little while. I can't. It just depends on how he heals, Ben. I don't. It could be 3 or 4 weeks. Could be just all on how the bone heals.
And how big of a test will Benny be for this rush defense? And what do you make of the rush defense so far this year?
Of ours, you mean?
Yes.
I think we're playing to run really well, and that's one of the things in that game I thought we did an excellent job of making that, of rushing and rush defense, and that's going to start with that. We're going to have to. We're going to get challenged because, like I said before, it's not when there's no yards there, and you look down and you say, "Well, we got him." It's 2nd and 5. It's 2nd. I've never seen a guy that can wiggle and for a lack of a better term, he reminds me of the way Emmett used to run. Emmett had the big plays and we did all that, but Emmett made yards on everything he did. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, when you really watched him, you think, well, they got him. at the end of the day, he'd have 25 carries for about 160. Where did that come from? I mean, it's just constantly moving the chains. And he's strong, he's powerful, and all of a sudden he breaks out. He's a very patient, and he finds space in places there aren't spaces there shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be a huge challenge. And we're playing to run very well, so it's going to be, we're going to have to really tighten it down and tighten those screws to make sure. And then all of a sudden the quarterback's dynamic, so you can't forget that and totally commit there because he's so explosive in how he moves.